Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great morning so far, and welcome to this new video here on Dogecoin. Want us to do an update on the price today. We actually saw some nice bullish price action yesterday as well, which we talked about. I mean, the moment we broke above 35 cents, it became quite clear that we would see more bullish momentum. However, today is a pretty big day. We have some major news. We have the CPI and inflation rate data coming out. And that's going to make the markets move. And in general, that has a massive impact on the market. So I kind of just wanted to keep you updated on the price of Dogecoin, what's going on, can we actually trust this move, etc., etc. So that's what we'll do. So let's get right into it. Now, first of all, I do think that Dogecoin has developed well in the last 24 hours, because one of the things that we said for the majority of this week already is that Dogecoin is one of the coins, and I also made a dedicated video on that yesterday, is one of the coins that with Trump coming into office next week is obviously a coin that can rally quite a bit. So that's we already knew that Dogecoin could rally, but now I think we're actually seeing that confirmation. I mean, first of all, we got a breakout here above a relatively significant level at 35 cents and 34.5 cents. I actually think that 34.5 cents is the more important level, but outside of that, the volume is decent. I would have loved to see more volume, right? Because what you can see right now is that there was a lot of volume when we defended the bottom right here. So that's definitely bullish for this bottom. But what I would have loved to see is that we actually got some nice volume coming in as well when we got this breakout, because that means that it's a real breakout and that there's actually bidding coming in. And at this point of time, or at least when it happened, the volume was quite high, I think, but the volume is no longer growing. So if there's one thing that I am kind of cautious about, it's that, right? Because historically, when Dogecoin broke out, and we can also see that on the yearly right here, we had a massive amount of volume, all right? And volume increases. The volume did not always increase compared to the last time we broke out, but the volume was always higher. I mean, the last time last time we actually tried to break out, the volume was above $10 billion, and at this point of time, it's at 3.15. So that is the one thing I'm slightly worried about. And then outside of that, the CPI and inflation rate data is most likely going to cause a lot of volatility as well. So what that means for Dogecoin, looking at the price, is that yes, we got a relatively nice breakout here. But I do expect us, also taking a look at Bitcoin, which looks most likely to pull back a bit as well, I do expect us to drop back down into the support level right here between 35 and 34.5 cents. And what I think is most likely is that we will find support there, that we will not most likely pump up the first time that we actually find support there. But that we find support there, hold that level, and that we will get up to this next price target at 39.5 and 40 cents afterwards. All right. So at this point of time, I am still, regardless of the inflation rate data and regardless of the volume, I am still bullish on Dogecoin. The thing is that it's a little bit difficult with Dogecoin, because if the inflation rate data is bad, so if the inflation is higher than expected, I think there's a chance that this does not happen. So that's something I'll keep you updated on. If we bounce down to 34.5 cents, 35 cents, and we get a strong reaction, and the volume also goes up, and Bitcoin remains strong, then I think this is most likely. And I think ultimately that is the most likely scenario. So that's why I'm telling you, I think this is most likely that we will see bullish continuation after pulling back. However, I do think, like, if you compare Dogecoin with XRP, the breakout for XRP looks much more convincing than this one from Dogecoin. So with Dogecoin, I would be a little bit more careful. Ultimately, I'm bullish on that. But if you had to pick between Dogecoin and some of the other coins that are relatively strong right now, I would pick the other ones. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for today. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.